跟你讲英文还是中文？
中文好了。
We were talking about cultural difference. 台湾咸酥鸡好吃的不得了。
我们是激光香香鸡，炸鸡现点有现炸，有炸鸡加
嘿
有鱿鱼加。
Hey! Hi everybody, Stevie G from ICRT today for our English break. Now, we are talking about international restaurant chains J&G Chicken, 台湾咸酥鸡好吃的不得了. It's one of Taiwan's most famous fried chicken brands, and I'm here today with their overseas business and development manager. Her name is Viola.
My name is Viola, and I'm represent as the J&G Group as the business and development managers. And I'm here to introduce our brand. J is for G, G is for 光, 激光香香鸡.
I have to say, one of the most delicious Taiwanese fried chickens I've ever had. J&G started in wanting to do this, spread it all over Taiwan. What made you want to do chicken?
We start our brand from the 1973. We already have the 50 years the history. You can tell that how different, how special the Taiwan fried chicken is compared with the other countries' ones.
And so it's not only rooted deep in the Taiwanese market, but you guys have expanded your presence into the overseas market. Have you expanded to the US yet?
Yeah, a few months.
I have told my family, if you ever see a Taiwanese chicken chain go to America, you have to try it. Taiwanese fried chicken, it's unique. So I'm excited. I'm excited that they're going to the US. Have your overseas customers, have they changed their dining habits due to the pandemic? I mean, COVID kind of changed the whole world, right?
Yes.
So has that had an impact on your business at all, or on the way that you do things?
They got influenced by the academic because we lost the customer from the foreign, then change their eating the habit. They would like to order the food from the delivery.
Now, what are the current trends in the international restaurant industry?
They are so interested bringing our brand to their country. They started to end the market in overseas at first of this year.
Are there any like alternative providers or other people that are competing in this? Like especially fried chicken street vendors.
We detected from the, like you just mentioned, the competitor, because all of the consumer in the overseas, not just in overseas, also
Correct.
in Taiwan as well, they like the one-stop shopping. They would like just have the bubble tea, they would like to have the fried chicken or hot pot at once. So that we can see lots of the brands, they will collaborate with the other brands as well. Nowadays, the people, they like to collaborate together for more successful the business model. From J&G, we also have our own tea brand. Later, maybe I can show you the flagship. We sell the fried chicken with the tea together.
Okay, so are you telling me that I get to have fried chicken and tea today?
Yes.
That excites me. What kind of preparations or market research do you have to do before you expand overseas?
We have to collect the local market, the analysis, the data first.
Right.
We also have to do the research about their regulations about forbid of what kind of ingredient they cannot import into their country.
If you're going to be opening up a restaurant in an area, it's not just about where, it's about their shopping habits. You know, like some places they might want to go and eat in like a mall setting, like, you know, 台湾的百货美食街那种.
Yes.
Or there are other people, like Taiwan's very famous for the night markets. So, you know, we all love going to night markets. And then there are places in maybe that are tourist towns who get a lot of business, but they like to have the single shops on a street.
Yes.
So to understand that kind of dynamic, that's smart to do that kind of research.
Yeah, from Vietnam. They said that the people, they would like to sit on the street, so that they would also would like to have the small stand to sell their fried chicken on the street. That is quite interesting idea to me.
That's true. In Vietnam, a lot of the best little coffee and tea shops, you sit outside on the street. You know, they serve you coffee and you sit there and you talk with your friends
they
outside.
enjoy the sun.
When you are expanding overseas, do you prefer opening in like Chinese communities where you'll have Asians who are gonna love Taiwanese fried chicken? Or do you open in regions with like a concentration of Taiwanese businesses, Taiwanese restaurant businesses?
I think right now it's not particularly because maybe lots of the people are aware that not only the Eastern will accept the Asian eating habit, also for the Western as well.
In order to bring in like more customers, do you use any strategies like, strategic alliances, working with other people, or one-stop shopping, or multi-service stores? I mean, what's your strategy for bringing in more people in these overseas areas?
We will do the localized and the customized the product in Philippines. We have invest about the chicken fried rice. Yeah, our popcorn chicken come with the rice. And in west of the Canada, we also have 蚵仔面线,卤肉饭.
All my favorite things.
In the different countries that we will have a certain proportion about menu can be customized in local.
So depending on where you are, you might decide to do different items. Like I know in some areas, you might want to do fried chicken, French fries maybe on the side, or you might also want to offer a salad on the side to bring in more people in certain areas. That makes sense. Taiwan is different from anywhere else in the world, and the way they run their business, the way they communicate and talk with people might be a little different than other countries and other places. And sometimes here in Taiwan, I will have friends ask me to go to a 西餐厅 and to teach their employees how to have a traditional American flavor. There's a problem because then they change things a little and it doesn't taste the same. Taiwanese fried chicken is a very unique taste. 很独特的味道. When you are overseas and you hire local employees, how do you keep that traditional Taiwanese flavor? How do you reduce the risk of people changing things? Do you use a technology-based solution, SOP, or how do you control that?
We provide the SOP. Very simply, they just follow the step. Within how many seconds put the product into oil pan. We also have a very special, our own pattern. So they only need to set up the temperature of the oil, and they will start the clock. And within how many seconds they have to finish the cooking.
Actually, that's very detailed. So you use technology and SOPs to make sure that you keep Taiwanese original taste.
Yes, and all of the powdered ingredients all exporting from Taiwan directly. We also will send our store manager to the local more than 1 month, 2 months to teach them and to observe them, did they doing right or not.
Make sure that we keep that awesome Taiwan taste. Have you seen any differences in consumption habits, the way that people eat things and the way they buy things between overseas market and the Taiwanese market?
In Taiwan, Taiwanese like to chew the bone, but for the Western market, they don't like to have the bone inside the meat.
Right.
That is the way we get the customer complaining from.
We don't like to chew on bones. We don't like to spit out stuff. I love Taiwanese fried chicken, but I always get the boneless version. I think that's a very Western thing.
Besides of the bone issue, also like a Korean style fried chicken, they like to have the different kind of the marinade.
Yeah, different
flavor.
Marinades, different sauces.
Dipping sauce, lots of the different dipping sauce as well, more than 10 different kind of the sauce. Yeah, so to be also used for the market in Korea as well. Like in Malaysia, most of them they are Muslim, so they don't eat pork, and they demand that we have to provide the halal certificate.
Oh, halal certification.
Yes. Yeah. So it depends on the market.
Depends on where you are, what people are wanting. Okay, cool. Now, speaking of J&G, I heard that Viola is going to take us to one of their flagship stores, and we get to try some of this fried chicken and tea and all the other goodies that J&G has to offer. 我这样问他，他一定要说 yes.
My pleasure.
Are you ready to eat? Let's go. Hi everybody, Stevie G from ICRT. I am back with Viola. We are now at their flagship store in Taichung, which means we get to eat fried chicken.
Yeah, free chicken.
King oyster mushrooms, drinks, chicken, tea, squid. They even have burgers.
Yes, and before that, I'm gonna introduce a new friend to you. So, Sharon.
I'm here. Hi, I'm Sharon.
You're so excited. Sharon, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, I hear that you're hungry, right?
I'm very hungry.
Try out fried chicken.
We gonna try it now?
Of course.
All
Why
right.
not?
Yes!
Okay, let's
Go. Lunchtime. There's a lot to choose from.
We have burgers, fried chickens, and drinks.
I'll have one of everything.
Everything.
I'm kidding. You tell me what I should get. What's good?
Okay.
I've got fried chicken. Here with Viola, Sharon. Sharon is you're in charge of like HR and recruiting. When you're recruiting overseas, do you prefer hiring locals who are familiar with like the local culture and customs, or do you prefer like people who are trained employees from Taiwan to work in your stores abroad?
We prefer to train Taiwanese because they possess the necessary skills to ensure the delivery of high quality food and the influence of our brand.
Keeps your quality like all the same.
Yes. For moreover, we consider that it is one of our responsibilities to provide employees with various opportunities for their personal development.
What do Taiwanese employees do in your stores?
They are all in manager roles, and their job responsibilities is not only foundation skills for in-store and also have some store management skills.
Yum. I shouldn't have done that right now because now my mouth is so good.
Delicious.
So good. Why do Taiwanese want to go overseas to work in your stores?
In addition to salaries, I think they are more considerate about their personal development and they would like to gain a more diverse experience. And I think this kind of experience could make them not only for their personal value, but also can open up more possibilities for their future career development.
So it gives them a chance to kind of grow.
Yes.
And of course the salary's better.
Of course.
So what kind of struggles do Taiwanese have when you go work overseas? How do you overcome those?
Common challenge for them is cultural difference and language barriers. In our company, before our members go overseas, we provide pre-departure training, which includes methods for overcoming challenge, so to ensure that they are all prepared.
Okay, now when you are training new people for your stores, what are the qualities that you look for?
We highly value our employee independence, adaptability, and problem-solving abilities.
If you're gonna go somewhere overseas, you have to be independent. If you're going to an English-speaking country, what kind of like English proficiency do you require from the people that go to work in, you know, what kind of communication skills?
In the past, we didn't have strict requirements. Expanding our overseas market, we're going to implement an overseas talent development program. And in this program, English proficiency will be included in the assessment. And we will ask them to have the basic communication skills.
Do you also require any like cross-culture communication know-hows? Because there are some differences, right? It's not just language. Culture is important.
In my experience, I think it's very important to have a respectful and open-minded attitude. And regarding for practical know-how and using like non-verbal communication, like body language, facial expression.
Yeah, so you don't want to be looking at somebody, even if you just work here in Taiwan, you don't want to look at somebody and say, 你要吃什么? Nobody wants that kind of attitude. When you start working overseas, do you face any like language gaps? Any problems with that?
This experience occurred in Hong Kong. Even so, we can communicate in both Chinese and English, but the local employees, they are accustomed to using Cantonese. Therefore, we translate all our documents using to Cantonese.
Into Cantonese?
Yes.
I thought Hong Kong, Taiwan, they're both Chinese speaking. I thought that would be like really easy.
Not really.
It's not, because you have Cantonese and Mandarin, cultural differences, 这种生活习惯
是完全不一样。
也会不一样。
产品也不太一样。
Do you have special food for Hong
The
Kong?
skin of the chicken.
Oh, okay. You said you have another coworker who's coming out.
Yes, Alan.
我是 Stevie.
Stevie 你好。
Yeah, Alan. 我要跟你讲英文还是中文？
中文好了。
We were talking about cultural differences and working in different places. So I want to ask Alan if he's had any cultural experiences while he was working overseas.
在今年4月份的时候，我在菲律宾最大的不同就是他们有卖白饭，
哦，我的白饭呢？
我们现在在台湾
They like rice with their fast food. 他们就是吃这种东西，喜欢配饭。
或面，
面，熏鲑鱼堡配面吗？
一口一个，
那真的还蛮特别。那有没有做什么特别来吸引客人？
会喊式，有点像叫卖。Welcome to 激光。
那你会跳舞或是唱歌吗？
唱歌我们在台湾会。我们是激光香香鸡，炸鸡先点又先炸， 有炸鸡，
嘿
有鱿鱼，嘿，还有杏鲍菇。
你还有一个 hey. Now I have a special guest. This is Vicky. So she's the assistant store manager. We're going to talk a little bit about language. So how do you deal with language issues with foreigners? 就是有外国人进来的时候，你怎么跟他们沟通？
有一次客人在点汉堡套餐里面会有汽水的选项，有可乐跟雪碧。同事不知道雪碧怎么讲，他们只知道可乐叫 Coke。你知道他怎么形容给客人吗？
不知道。
他跟客人说，我们有 Coke and white Coke。
这个不错。Coke and white Coke.
Yeah.
真的是蛮可爱的。I heard in September added some new things to their menu. 6 boneless fried burger flavors, 6 types of new fried chicken. 这些新的口味 These new flavors, do they attract more foreigners, do you think?
Yes. 例如说，像我们独特的是麻婆豆腐，所以有些客人对，因为你外面普通看到蜂蜜塔塔酱啊，
对
那鸡腿堡，所以我们还有另外一个比较特殊，就是我们会有泡酱的，因为这些东西会吸引比较多客人来尝试。
Well, thank you so much, Vicky.
Thank you.
It's very nice to meet you. 我今天真的很开心有吃到这些，看得出来我喜欢吃东西吧。
还是你要试吃麻婆豆腐 ？Try it.
然后如果不喜欢，我可以送给我们导演，对不对？Okay, we're wrapping up today, and we are back with Viola. What's the next step J&G is going to do in like an overseas expansion?
We want to bring our food to more countries that we are seeking more out of the potential, the customer, the master, the franchise. They can also agree with our value, our main core, and also can have the good partnership.
So you have there's a lot of plans to keep going.
Yes.
So I think you guys need to open a store in Utah, so I can tell my parents to try Taiwanese 鹹酥雞.
We will have the direct shop in US soon, and Utah definitely maybe will be our the next.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Today, for our English break, J&G Chicken. They've now gone international. They've become an international restaurant chain. We had a chance to talk about what they're doing, what their plans are. You know, some of the things that people will encounter when they try to expand overseas. So we got a little bit of business English. We got a little conversation in. We got some great food in. And I just want to thank NBC for the 2030 bilingual policy. I want to thank you for watching English Break. And I'm gonna have some more chicken. More.